most of if most of us remain ignorant of ourselves, it's because self-knowledge is painful and we prefer the pleasures of illusion.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
That's
that's
collectivism. You're actively expelling even the concept of self-knowledge
when you don't need to do that at all.
in order to live in the illusion that the self either doesn't exist or is irrelevant to like everything else. So like self-knowledge doesn't either like is like unnecessary or actively harmful because
Yeah,
the other knowledge, the like every like all the other knowledge is the valid one.
right. Which is that's collectivism's ultimate fallacies and delusions. I think.
Yeah,
I think the my quote I said about ahamkara. I think
I don't
is
remember that.
it's a Vedic it's a dharmic concept. It's people need to understand that having a healthy ego and having the ability and an ability to have a sense of self that's able to concede to being a piece of and willing to reconnect to a greater whole that's able to become one with the said greater whole at any time if you desired is ego death. It's not the
But
death of ego.
that also implies that you can not do that, meaning but if individuality didn't exist
You can
or
also not do
individualism
that if you
didn't
choose not
did
to.
if individualism didn't exist, then that wouldn't even be an option or a choice. It would just be.
Right. It would just automatically be. And the other thing people need to understand is that the ahamkara is the aspect of the atman in Vedic terms that allows individuality, ego, and individualism to manifest and exist while still be part of a greater whole, which transcends beyond social standards, norms, cultures, tribes, tribal views, religions, etc., etc. It's the aspect of the source of existence that makes ego is able to manifest from it. It's not an illusion or a psychosis or a delusion. It's a direct expression of something of the Atman in Vedic terms.
Like we're not ants. Individuality is not a fucking like.
It's not some isolated
It's not a
atomized
quirk.
phenomena, right? It's
It's not
yeah.
a quirk that will get you killed by the rest of the fucking ants.
Yeah, there's no hive mind. Each person's journey to go to get to these understandings is different, and that's basically yeah. The idea of ego death is to make your toxic sense of ego or false senses of ego die, and then develop a sense of healthy ego and the ability to have a sense of self that's able to concede to what I just laid out about ahamkara and the ego in general, and the fact that you're part of a greater whole, but that does not make your individualism or individuality a falsehood or an illusion. That's what's interesting about it. Could you give me the link to the new stream, please, so I can share it
Um,
around? Yeah, I just felt like unpacking that before
Start
we start.
streaming, by the way. Like the
I'll stream it, but would you go find the link to the new stream on my channel, please?
yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, folks, we're just unpacking a lot of stuff about like ego death and what it really means, and the self and the individual and whatnot, and with the implications in Vedic terms. I was laying that out for Rob because a lot of people don't understand that, and they should. It's not what a lot of the West and the Far East straw man about it or whatever. It's really it's a very interesting system of thought, but it's not the most accurate, if you will. Okay, that's it. And anyways, folks, Western Po Boy and Robert are both coming at you live. My first attempt at making the stream happen, I was reading the comment of a guy named Owen McDonald, and he came to my YouTube channel asking to debate with me, and I have no desire to debate with collectivists in general anymore, whether it's the left or any collectivist right wingers, because they all appeal to the same fundamental reasoning fallacies and falsehoods and statist fallacies. They all do, and they're too adamant in their fictitious systems of thought or whatever, lapse in reasoning, and they're too adamant to change. And regardless of whether they want to have open discussion or not, it doesn't really matter, and their followers are not going to change, so there's no real point.
Honestly, collectivist right-winger is an oxymoron if the right part of the axis is about economic freedom.
Well, they deny that, even though technically the OG definition of right wing can include that, and did often include that. Quite often.
Because if it's not, then it's just really arbitrary.
Right. Yeah. Anyway, it's been arbitrary for a long time, but anyway.
Yeah.
You're right wing if you're slightly right of Mao. Okay, that's the way it is in modern. It's everywhere. Anyway, let's go ahead, guys. Let's bust Sisyphus 55's nuts for a change. This twat that unironically wears Che Guevara shirts and is a commie, but he LARPs as an existentialist, and his positions contradict Kierkegaard quite heavily. And yeah. But we want to bust this guy's balls on his individualism video.
I mean, we could just skip ahead to where we were.
Well, I want to redo the stream because it fucked up. It fucked up on me. My accident happened.
All right.
Anyway, let's go ahead. I sped this up a little bit. Now this Huxley. This Huxley quote actually undermines what he's going to try to do the rest of this video. As Robert and I have already demonstrated in the previous attempt at this stream that my accident happened on. This quote that we live together, we act on and react to one another, but always, in all circumstances, we are by ourselves. This was by Huxley himself. This undermines...
This literally says that even though we live in a society or group or anything like that, we are still individuals.
Regardless.
Because we literally can't have other people inside our heads.
Yep.
We are the only ones who are allowed to be in our heads, unless you have DID, but...
Right. Or some other kind of psychosis.
Or schizo, like...
Yeah. Yeah, but yeah. Anyway...
There's something strange brewing in the air. It's as if the world had collectively experienced a bad trip, and we are now in the process of trying our best to pretend it never happened. Presently, we stare into an uneasy future of ecological chaos,
which we have a lot of answers to, but it requires ignoring leftists like yourself, Sisyphus, and actually doing property rights-based environmentalism. But you don't want to admit that because But then again, you'd have to admit most of your view about environmentalism comes from the children of central bankers and oil barons. So fuck off. Anyways, moving on.
Rising xenophobia and
xenophobia,
which is a direct fucking
consequence of collectivism and being emotionally collectivistic and reactionary.
Arguing against individual, being against racism is an individualist pursuit, because racism only makes sense in a collective framework. Because racism can only make sense if the statistics, or if the stereotypes are actually true over all individuals of the group the stereotype applies to. Which is literally impossible because we are not a fucking hive mind.
Exactly. Hive minds don't exist. The collectivism ideologues are trying to make everyone into a hive mind. They're trying to make a hive mind actually exist. Even though xenophobia is an actual consequence of collectivism. But this buck-ass commie is not going to admit to that because he can't make himself concede because he is too ideologically incentivized to be bad faith. Now, unlike Mentis Wave, I'm not gonna be a hypocrite about applying this like he is, and we busted his balls on more than once already.
Yeah. Let's continue that.
Yeah, give me a second. Just shilling the link around since I'm a one-man show when it comes to that at the infrastructural side of things. I'm only spreading this around in a couple servers at the moment. My VTuber friend Underworld Fox is on it. Is one of his servers. I put it there and a couple other places. Anyways, without further ado, let's continue on.
Economic uncertainty. The precariousness of our reality was briefly revealed, and despite this, we nonetheless hope that we can just go back to business as usual. But the cat's out of the bag. What was seen cannot be unseen. A collective humility has settled on the many who, with great conviction, once operated as isolated creatures and
this is how he was building up to the fabrication about individualism or atomist individualism, which does not exist unless you're a Stirner apologist or a Randian.
By the way,
even then, in the Randian perspective, it's a bit muddy water to say absolutely, but you can become an atomist atomism believer if you are a Randian. Or if you're a very schizo flavor of Konkinian or a Stirner apologist.
Yeah. By the way, I found the full quote by Huxley.
Yeah, let's hear it, folks. Let's hear it.
We live together, we act on and react to one another, but always and in all circumstances we are by ourselves. The martyrs go hand in hand into the arena, they are crucified alone. Embrace the lovers desperately try to fuse their insulated ecstasies into a single self-transcendence, in vain. But its very nature is every embodied spirit. Its very nature, every embodied spirit is doomed to suffer and enjoy in solitude. Sensations, feelings, insights, fancies, all these are private and except through symbols and at second hand incommunicable. We can pool information about experiences, but never experiences the experiences themselves. From family to nation, every human group is a society of island universes.
Yep.
That actively fucking goes against his entire thesis, this asshole.
Well, again, like Mentis said, but unlike him, I'm not going to be a hypocrite in saying this. They're incentivized to be bad faith. Collectivists are inherently bad faith to begin with. Like you said in the first stream attempt about, what was it, the midwittery? What did you say again?
Mentis Wave is a midwit who just says that everyone else is a midwit and then is incredibly fucking smug about not being a midwit when he actually is one.
It's true. It's true, sadly. Love his content, but that's a major flaw in his work. Now, he might project
He's a smug fuck.
Yeah, I hate that too about him, but he might try to project that on me if he saw this live stream, which I doubt he would watch here, or doubt he'd watch that other one either, even though I tagged him on it.
Maybe if he's bored sometime.
Anyway.
What's the matter, McFry? You chicken?
Hey Swain, it's been a while. We're just busting a commie's balls on his reasoning lapses and shit, which there isn't much reason to begin with. We're literally just live streaming ourselves, trying to see light in the middle of darkness with no hope. Oh, fuck me.
Atomized beings.
Yeah,
which we never were.
We never were. I just refuted the shit out of this. and there's only 3 perspectives you were an atomist about, and there's those perspectives are literally psychotic. But anyway,
For better or worse,
Actually,
we now
and even then, atoms work to get humans are atoms, groups are molecules.
yeah, yes, atoms
Societies are fucking either polymer chains, protein chains, or fucking even DNA strands.
Yeah, yes, exactly. Or we can go further than that.
Nobody would claim that
different fundamental fields manifest once they're excited. Manifest particles. Those particles can come together to make atoms, and then those atoms can do everything down that chain. And the field manifestations generating excitations generating the particles are the most bare individual units, but they come together and then they make atoms, and then those atoms come together to make molecules, and so on and so forth, leading to the rest of what you're saying.
My point was more that atoms, atoms cannot cannot act alone.
Or if they do, it's not common, and it's very certain obscure physics effects, if we're going to use this analogy. But they don't function properly on their own is the big thing.
They can as soon as another atom exists, they will be affected by it.
Exactly. So the whole atomist individualism is a psychotic. It's literally psychotic. It's detached from reality at a fundamental level.
Yeah, the analogy of atoms it doesn't even make sense.
No, exactly. That's why you and I are poking this whole atomist assumption apart. Just from
just because chlorine gas, they share the they have a shared electron cloud, doesn't somehow mean that they're the same.
Exactly.
They're the same thing. They are 2 individual things that will act alone.
Exactly. By the way, Swain, to answer your question, this is a commie who claims he's an existentialist, although his leftism contradicts Kierkegaard and all other existentialist thinkers directly. No matter how much the Neo-Kantian Frisian school claims otherwise, they're full of shit on this, just like how James Lindsay, Eric Fagelin, as I call him, and other pseuds claim that leftists are tied to Gnosticism. It's contradictory. I know what Gnosticism is. Gnosticism is anti-left and anti-Hegelian and anti-socialist in its nature. It is.
Gnosis literally just means knowledge.
Gnosis. Gnosticism. I won't go into that here, but this dude's a Che Guevara shirt, unironic Che Guevara shirt wearing commie, LARPing as an existentialist, which is contradictory already on itself at a surface level. And that's the type we're dealing with here. And Thomas, technical issues. I was reading the comments to that Owen McDonald guy, and I accidentally bumped while on this through the Streamlabs, and I accidentally bumped the enter button, caused a technical difficulty when I tried to restart the stream. And after that, Robert said I sounded like Alvin out of Alvin the Chipmunks was having a coke-induced stroke with some what was it?
Meth.
With some meth and some other shit involved, and sped up at the other end of the universe. That's what I sounded like to him because of the audio fuckery.
Yeah.
So
you were literally you were incomprehensible. It didn't.
And that caused a blip in the whole shebang of everything and through Discord, and he couldn't understand shit what I was saying. So anyways,
know that our lives are intimately entangled with the sloppy, stupid, and strangely beautiful presence of others.
No devout individual,
Which no human being has ever thought as
This is what I mean by collectivism's a fiction. They have to, collectivist peddlers have to fabricate all this bullshit like this guy's doing in real time in this video, right? When he made this video, and was so arrogant to post this in public, right?
Like we instinctually feel safe amongst other people if we trust them.
Right.
And once, as I said on the other stream, like most societies considered exile, when there actually were lawless and like unclaimed areas, like most societies considered exile to be worse than death, because it would be really hard for them to actually get a new society or new group, and even if they did, they would probably be heated again.
And on top of that, being someone who was kicked out of a multitude of societies, nobody wanted that sumbitch. Nobody wanted him around. They literally viewed that sucker as a literal poison apple that would ruin the basket. That's actually, I'm pretty sure that's where the whole one bad apple spoils the bunch comes from. I'm pretty sure it goes that far back. Well,
and also
I don't know if the analogy wording itself, but the sentiment underpinning that analogy does. But anyway.
Yeah, that's like the groups and groups who act like groups who operate in a similar area, they would usually trade talk, actually, like intergroup communication and intergroup socialization. And if they just, hey, if you see this guy around, he got exiled for doing this, so maybe, I don't know, shoot him on sight.
That was very often, and back then it was no bullets. They didn't shoot through the head cleanly, so it was crossbows and arrows and shit. So
nah, mostly just normal bows.
I know, but I know, but at a point, their crossbows were a part of that picture. But yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
So anyways, let's go ahead.
Of course, not all of us have conceded. Those against vaccination, for example, loudly protest against it on the basis of vaccines being an attack on their personal freedom of...
Now you're alive.
How can they do... Also, how can they do that if they're not individuals?
Well, first off, he's lying. No one ever said vaccines were an attack on freedom, freedom of choice. Nobody. This dude's a lying fuck. He has to lie to peddle this narrative. This dude is a lying sack of scum shit. Secondly, what Roberts just said about if we're not individuals, why the fuck would we do that? Thirdly,
how could we do that?
Thirdly, to use government, to statist government, the monopoly of the power of government to govern ourselves and one another. That's what statism fundamentally is, and it's rooted in Weberian aggression, which is something that this is why it makes ANCAP so fundamentally different than knowledgeable ANCAPs and knowledgeable Rothbardian panarchists like myself, different from other libertarians and from everybody else. It's the Weberian aggression. The threat, the use of unjustified, the unsolicited, unprovoked initiating of force for interference, forceful interaction on somebody else, or the threat or use of, or the threat of such, or the use of such to justify or blatantly damage, change, or destroy someone's property without their consent or permission, and that includes their body. But what he's going to do is the typical left-wing shit of deny bodily autonomy very quickly. But that was shown in the last stream attempt. So, but the thing is, you have to rely on Weberian aggression to enforce mandates of any kind through statism. You absolutely have to. It's the fundamental nature of it. No Andrew Wilson. No Tim Fool.
I mean, then you have the mandate of heaven, which is kind of based.
You're both wrong about right. You're both wrong about rights being forced. They're not. They're the counter against force. They're the effort to avoid force. So they are the opposite of force. You two drag your knuckles on the ground on many subjects, and that was one of them. Neither of you won that debate with each other. You don't even understand what rights are. Andrew Wilson, you're a tradcon. Tim Fool's a LARPing leftist, 1990s leftist. You know the one. I don't think it's possible to seize the means of production while still talking about ways of doing it. Or, this sounds good, but I don't know if it's possible. And then describe ways of doing that thing. That type of... The same shit Sword Fat Otaku's been for the longest time. And then let his mask fall off because he's a Canadian.
Canuck.
The cook from Canuck, as Walton and Johnson would say on the old radio. God, that was hilarious. That was a comedic song about Castro's bastard twat, Trudeau, the cuck from Canuck. It was fucking hilarious.
Get on with it.
Yeah.
Choice. They argue that it is a violent intrusion against their bodies.
Yes.
Well, it is.
It is. You lying fuck. Because, again, you have to use the threat and such to make a mandate happen. You have to threaten intrusion of somebody's body. At the end of the day, because what does barbarian aggression entail? You threaten violence, whether it's to beat your shit down with their fist or with an instrument, or to shoot you to either incapacitate, in other words, damage you, or outright kill you, take your life, or force you into a prison. That's also... You're gaslighting your audience in this when you frame it this way, because you're a fucking piece of shit.
Bodies that they have outright ownership
what I've said
of.
before, like the mandate of heaven is a pretty based concept.
Yeah, it's too bad the entirety of divine right of Kangs and the divine right of we was Kangs and shit was literally cherry picking away 3/4 of that.
No, I mean it's literally the opposite of that. The mandate, the mandate of heaven is you only have the right to rule if your rule brings stability and safety.
And does right by the people besides that, but yeah, they're
and if you don't, you lose the mandate of heaven, and anybody can take it from you. Anybody can morally take it from you, at any point after you lost it.
Again, it divine right of we was Kangs and shit is literally 1/4 of that cherry picked out of it and then flipped around to pedal the opposite. That's what it is.
Like I have the divine right. I have an unalienable right to govern you because God says so.
Yes, it's what it is. Yeah, it's 1/4 of the divine right of kings flip flopped and pedaled as the opposite. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Anyways.
However, as Zizek cynically responds, as if our body is ever really just ours.
The brain damage, not Slavonic. The fucking brain damage Slovene.
Slovene, yeah. And again, he's a collectivist too, and he's a critical theory espousing commie schizo, and a sophist and a gaslighter of epic proportions.
Yeah. Both him and Jordan Peterson should not be trusted because they just from fucking brain damage alone.
Well, not just that. That alone you should not take them too seriously. Let's ignore the fact that Jordan Peterson literally co-authored drafts for the Agenda 2021-2030 papers for the elites. Let's ignore that context of how he was always controlled op and used individualism as a grift narrative.
I mean, now he's just going around. What does this mean? What does this mean? What do you mean? What do you mean?
Because, like you said, he's a benzo brain damaged fuck.
Yes. Priorities is worship. What?
Yeah.
That doesn't make any fucking sense, dude.
Yeah.
Take your meds. No, wait, you took too much.
Yeah. That's what it's similar parallel to Tiny Tim. No, it's not. This is what happens when you take too many of your meds and hurt yourself. Tiny Tim is what happens when you don't take your meds or don't change your habits.
Tiny Tim from A Christmas Carol?
Tiny Tim, the singer, tiptoe through the tulips.
Oh, that guy.
That one. That Tiny
Yeah,
Tim. Yeah, he died of diabetes because he never tried to do anything to change his daily habits, whether through diet or
and he
meds.
refused to take fucking. I
Any of
think it didn't. He also refused to take insulin.
Yes, when it advanced that badly. So yeah.
Ah, yes, I have sugar disease. I won't do anything to help the sugar shit. I'll just die.
And that's literally what happened. Anyways, let's move on.
Vaccinated or not, we are already controlled and manipulated in ways we are unaware of.
Yes, and leftists like you and Zizek. Did I say that right?
Zizek.
Yeah, Zizek. Like you and Zizek are no different than the rich aristocrat, plutocrat, corrupt politician fucks that cooped up the very foundations of your shit ideologies in the first place, who most of were also old mercantilists and proto-mercantilists, because let's not go into that rabbit hole.
Zizek's quote can be taken two ways.
Yes.
Either that society is coercive by its very nature of existing, because you get affected by your friends and family, or that like, I mean, it's you're affected by the people because they affect you, because you interact with them, and you can't interact and not be affected. That's not how the fuck anything works. But
their view of
either he thinks it's coercion, or that it's good. Like, you never know with leftists. Either society is coercive, or it's the thing you should go by. Like, you never know. They're fucking schizoid on it.
They are. Well, yeah. Again, why do you think I call Hegel psychosis babble, just like the left? They're all. That's why I call it psychosis babble, because it's literally detached from reality, and it induces it he literally is a fucking.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's continue.
Yeah. Exactly. Thank you, Swain. He's literally spewing out somebody else's horrid perspective on it. Thank you.
Despite Zizek's language, it should be noted that this assertion extends beyond conspiratorial assumptions.
That doesn't make any sense.
He's hand waving people who protested the mandates for vaccines and masking up, putting face diapers on, which literally did nothing.
It just causes fucking
respiratory issues.
Permanent cold syndrome, or like chronic cold syndrome.
Yes, it causes that when you wore them enough, or if you have asthma like me, it caused asthma symptoms to exacerbate because you're not exhausting enough CO2 at a time, because you're covering your fucking face. And
you're basically inhaling. You're inhaling CO2 more than you do oxygen. Have fun.
Yeah,
have
exactly.
fun and pass out.
Yeah.
I mean, I went, because I live in Sweden, and I have to go on booze trips to Germany because booze is so fucking expensive here, and you can only get it from a specific store, meaning some things that are not available there, you have to go out, like, go to Germany or somewhere else. But anyway, like, I had to wear a mask in a store, like, once, or like twice, because it was like 2 days in a row, but still, like, I genuinely had, like, almost had a panic attack because I couldn't breathe properly, and I was also having an indecision. I'm very indecisive, so that just stressed me out more. So I was like, I'm about to have a panic attack thanks to the fucking mask.
And by the way, Robert, I know this is going to be an hour easy for this, because there's so much unpacking of all the rhetoric bullshit this dude's doing, just like with Mintus's nonsense. But here's the thing. Not even 2 minutes into this initial video, we have nuked this son of a bitch 7 ways to Sunday, and on top of that, there's another implication of what Swain's comment was about. Swain's comment. He already has to shield someone else's perspective. That means he is grasping to make an attempt at an argument for his bullshit case.
I mean, he literally started off with a quote that
undermines
that
it.
was the antithesis of his entire thesis. So like, yes, he's doing fucking. Who was it? It wasn't Hegel. It was Fichte. Fucking with the so he has he has thesis and antithesis, and now he's gonna make synthesis.
Yep, Hegelian schizobabble dialectics.
It's not okay. To be fair, that specific thing is not Hegelian. It was Fichtean.
Well,
but yeah.
Yes.
And I don't know. I don't know enough about Fichte to.
It's Hegelian It is Hegelian dialectics, but the concept of thesis, antithesis, and synthesis was first pioneered by Fichte. The method of how it's used is Hegelian, so it's still accurate to call it Hegelian dialectics. But the terms,
like, this might be a side thing. But what the fuck was Fichte actually about?
His dialectics was a whole different thing. He was trying to solve actual fundamental metaphysics problems, just like Kant and Schelling. Hegel just threw all that out with his nonsense. That's why the left use it so much at a fundamental level. Yeah, it's status signaling, and on top of that, yeah, he is shirking the merit of his own attempt at an argument onto someone else that was taken out of context. You're also correct.
Yeah.
That just shows you the desperation to make an attempt at an argument is that much steeper. Thank you, Swain.
Yeah. Let's keep going.
Yeah.
He is simply pointing towards a truth shared by neuroscientists, Buddhist monks, and shroom-loving hippies.
And I'm pretty sure that so-called truth can be undermined easily with Philosophossum citing multiple counter-evidences of when it comes to neuroplasticity.
And he hasn't made a claim. He's just made a fucking.
The claim he leads to is what I'm getting at here.
Yeah, but let's do that when we get to it.
Yeah.
Everything is connected. The existence of a distinct entity, the isolated self, is an illusion.
No, it isn't.
Nobody says that it's. I mean, okay, the self is isolated in that it's you literally can't. Like, you can't forcefully change it.
You cannot forcefully change it. In that sense, it is very isolated. Of course. That whole Huxley quote is still accurate. It emphasizes this, but...
Yeah, you literally not share... Like, you literally cannot share your experiences, your euphoria, or anything like that. You are doomed to suffer your own...
Or anything.
You're doomed to suffer, and... You're doomed to suffer your condition of being a sapient being alone.
Well, not all mysticism in itself is bad, but it's the deliberate misuse of mystical concepts and the attempts to psychologically operate on others to sway them via very cult-like and cultish, very culty fashion, like what this fuckhead's doing here. And
but unless we can literally somehow brain meld, like mind meld, like a fucking Vulcan, this shit ain't.
Unless a hive mind can actually exist, this shit ain't nothing. This shit ain't happening.
Again, we're not Vulcan. We can't do this shit.
And even if we were like Vulcans, I don't think we would want to, because it sounds like one of the circles of hell in Dante's Inferno, if I remember.
I mean, the Vulcans are. They have. Their capacity for emotion and feeling is much higher than humans. Meaning, so basically they just went full the other direction societally, so they literally just purged emotions because they affected them so much.
Yeah, but anyway.
So that's why yeah.
A certain level of analysis, to claim ownership over your identity is absurd. I am you analysis, to claim ownership over your identity is absurd.
No, actually it isn't. I think what I spelled out about the ahamkara at the start of this at the start of the stream and whatnot is.
Well, you try to if I can't, I mean the pretty fundamental way to just say it is, if I can't claim ownership to my identity, how the fuck can you, like, how can anybody else claim ownership of my identity? If the only one who can actually experience it, the fucking Huxley quote, how can anybody else or any collective or individual lay claim to it if I can't even?
Well,
That doesn't make any sense.
No, it doesn't. It's fallacious. It's nonsense. And on top of that, he's desperately reaching for straws by appealing to this pseudo-Buddhist assumption that the self is an illusion, which is initially peddled by Sam Harris and Daniel Dennett.
Like Sam Harris?
Yes.
Really?
Yes, I'm not joking.
Bruh.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly, Swain. He failed the first law of identity. Thank you. Swain is banging on this shit.
What's the first law of identity?
I can't pull it up right now because I'm hosting the stream. I'm gonna fuck this up if I do. But anyway.
Yeah. First law of identity.
Yeah. Thank you, Swain.
Like, it's just about, okay, it's not identity in that fashion. It's fucking.
Would you put a short summation of the first law of identity for us? Would you? For us, real quick, Swain. I can't do it right now since I'm streaming this video.
Because from what I can get, the identity that refers to is like more like Platonic identity, like essence versus appear, like essence, yes, those stuff, like that thing, which is just fucking brain melt because Plato was fucking insane.
Let me try it anyway.
Yeah. You can continue. Yeah, just continue.
Yeah. The first law of logic, the law of identity. Yeah, this is the first law of logic, the law of identity. In simple terms, a thing is what it is. If we say a pen is a pen, we are recognizing its fixed identity. This seems obvious, but without this law, clear thought and communication do collapse. This is what you're referring to, Swain? Ah, the law of identity. Yep, okay. It's one of the three classical laws of reasoning. Not just logic, but fundamental reasoning. Thank you. ChatGPT gave him that. I just found it in R-rated religion website, a secularist website, but it's the point's still there. But basically, it's the law of identity, which is one of the first laws of logic and laws of reason. It's one of the three fundamentals: the law of identity, the law of non-contradiction, and the law of the excluded middle. So he's pulling denialism of fundamental reasoning here. The fixed identity of something. Yeah, thank you. Fucking banger of a fan file watching this. Holy shit. Thank you. Anyways, moving on.
I am you.
No, I'm not sucking British dick, folks. But then again, I don't swing that way.
And you are me, and we are everything that has been and will be. This
well,
is best
I
described.
can say fuck you, and somehow that is you telling yourself to go fuck yourself. You're very schizoid.
Extremely schizophrenic. This is psychotic. Literally psychotic. This dude's literally psychotic in the most by definition say. Yeah.
Like, everything connected, like everything is connected doesn't mean that everything is everything else.
Right. That's denialism of the law of identity. Holy shit. He unironically pulled denialism of the law of identity. God.
Like I don't agree with
dude.
Christianity, but I don't agree with Christianity, but I can still get the entire Trinity shit. Like, the thing that is this thing, but is not this thing. Like
right.
Everything is God, but the Holy Spirit is not the Son, and the Father is not the Holy Spirit, and like I can get that because they're aspects of God, but they are not the same things.
Exactly. It's pretty straightforward. It's why it makes so much sense in a theological perspective. Anyway,
if anything, it's called like a trait inheritance tree. Like everything.
Yes.
Like basically everything. Like you started one thing, and then everything below that, like everything below that, is the thing that is above it, but is not the thing, but the thing, like the thing above it, like the like, let's say A, B, then B is A, but A is like, but A is not B directly.
Wait a minute.
It's easier to explain this via languages, so like, yeah.
Yeah,
Let's continue.
And by the way, claiming that, like, I'm going to quote Swain again because he's been really making a lot of bangers tonight. Someone claiming personal identity cannot be personal. Someone who believes that any and all autonomy you have simply does not exist. Holy shit! But this is what this dude's peddling.
Under the monk Thich Nhat Hanh's notion of interbeing.
This is a Buddhist dude. This is a he's trying to do a pseudo Western lefty attempt at explaining Eastern mysticism concepts that he cannot understand worth 2/10 of a diddle dick fuck about. I think the first few minutes of this live stream where I explained Ahamkara, the Atman, the Brahma, and its connection to Brahman, and how the individuality is a manifestation of the source of everything. And you can even use this in an atheistic perspective, and it still work. That's why atheists that follow this are considered Hindus.
Yeah, I was gonna try to pronounce the guy's fucking name, but
yeah,
fucking Vietnamese is tonal, so fuck that.
So yeah, it's retarded. It's actually, no, I shouldn't be cussing retarded people. My apologies. But
And just continued, like, the interbeing.
Han believes
whatever.
that we are entirely composed of many elements he calls non-me elements. These elements of your father, your mother, your ancestors, the stars, the moon, the mountains, and the animals come together to briefly form you.
But that...
And? I mean, that is true, and...
That does not refute the manifestation of individuality. But then again, Buddhists, just like illusionists and... Unless you're arguing some of it, like, some of parts fallacy, like... He seems to be pulling that fallacy, but I don't know for sure. He already denied the law of identity, law of reasoning, and he also denied the poly exclusion principles. So by extension, on top of it, thank you for pointing that out, Techno.
Like if I want some egg white whip, fucking dessert thingy.
Meringue,
Will I get the same result from just drinking raw egg whites, eating some fucking or like chewing on some sugar cane, or if that's a fallacious false equivalency, just eating some sugar and then breathing some air? Is that the same thing as, egg white whip?
Yeah. That's the non-reasoning he's invoking. Yeah, he does not believe in Genesis, Swain. From a summation of things, something new and individual is created. He doesn't seem to believe this at all. He's
by this logic, a gun is just metal and wood. It's not something else. It's just metal and wood.
So, but this pseudo-Buddhist perspective he's touting here, if it was true, he can't solve Hempel's dilemma, just like illusionists and emergentists and other flavors of physicalism cannot. Because this is the problem with materialism as a whole. They can't explain. They can't bridge the immaterial, the metaphysical with physical, and or figure out the limits of what is physical. They can't do these are the problems that are called Hempel's dilemma. This Eastern perspective also is subject to this dilemma as well. Also, this dude is also denying the immaterial. I think Thomas Nagel's Broken Minded Cosmos is a hell of a lot better at explaining these problems. And there's other books besides that one that are way better explaining the shit than this guy could ever attempt to do. But again, I think the Ahamkara and Atman and how it manifests individuality is a better answer from the Vedas and Kashmiri Shaivism. If you're going to go down that route, better.
Yeah, let's just continue with the retardation, please.
Yeah, I know, Swain. It's super psychotic.
You are simply a continuation of these elements. Everything is in you, so you can talk to them, and you know that you are the world. You are the...
Oh, I could talk to my penis, and he'll talk back to me.
Sure, my constituent parts are from the world and are part of the world, but that doesn't mean I am the world.
Exactly.
That doesn't mean I am the cosmos, because what?
I'm an expression from it, but I am not it directly. I manifest from it, but what I am is in immaterial and cognitive sense are still real. They're still here. And if you go to this real secular, if you go the fully secular route of this without invoking any mysticism from the southeast that can actually answer some of these issues, more so than Buddhism, and even like again Vedas and Kashmiri Shaivism perspectives. If I want to be fully secular, my cognition and my consciousness will reassimilate back into what it came from. But that does not make it an illusion. It does not make it a falsehood. I'm still an expression from that thing. I manifest.
You cut off. You cut off. You make a new fucking starfish by cutting off a limb. Is that fucking starfish somehow still attached to the old thing, or is it somehow not something new?
Yeah, it's retarded. Holy shit.
Cosmos. Additionally, interbeing avoids the tired calls of humanism that propose that there is a common human nature by suggesting that, more importantly, there is a common nature that we are a part of. We are a continuation of the natural world.
That's not what humanism
That's not
says.
what humanism is.
This dude's just lying through his teeth now to try to justify his video. What the fuck?
What makes us human is fucking empathy, cognition, fucking self-awareness,
and just all aspects of sapience, but especially empathy.
Empathy does not necessitate sapience, but the self-awareness, the consciousness, but empathy and sapience, that's the.
I was summarizing all the other shit with sapience because it's accurate to do that. I wasn't lumping empathy with it. I was listing it separately.
Yeah.
The sapience, the empathy, the ability to be praxeological or to be purposefully acting. Those are fundamental features of what makes a sapioid a sapioid. What makes a person a person.
That's why humanism fucking works. The entire point of humanism is that. The entire point of humanism is that basically no one. Okay, so you can be dehumanized, but nobody is inherently less human than someone else.
Exactly. Holy fuck.
But this claiming humanity doesn't even fucking exist. It's just the fucking universe.
That's literally what this fucking slopper's saying. Holy shit. But what can you expect from a guy again? What can you expect from a commie who wears pro Che Guevara shirts? What can you say?
How can you be pro Che Guevara if he's just you and it's nothing matters because fucking now we're into this whole nihilistic spiral where nothing fucking matters because the universe is.
But this
again, how can you say these things and not go into a fucking spiral that ends with you in a fucking padded cell?
But Sisyphus is an existentialist, don't you know?
I don't even know what existentialism is at this point.
It's completely opposite of this shit. I'll tell you that much.
just let him fucking dribble at. Just let him drool at us at our fucking feet at this point.
Composed of those same elements present at the very beginning of the universe. We are not just related to each other, but also to the rocks, the bumblebees, and even horse manure. As an eternal stream of non-me elements, we are never truly alone.
Yeah, he's literally...
what?
He's literally pulling what we just knew. He's appealing to what we just nuked the fuck out of. Holy fuck, dude.
To summarize, and Do you think a pile of sugar and some egg whites is tantamount to a fucking dessert?
To a meringue? Are you serious?
Like, yeah. Fucking.
That's the word you was looking for. That's what you
Like,
get. That's what
he
you get when you
basically.
beat egg whites and air and sugar together, or a keto sweetener. It's called a meringue.
But yeah, I mean, you have to meringue. You have to put it in the oven. But
Technically, it depends. It depends on where you're from. Some people are very.
it's called
specific.
a whip. Otherwise, it's called a whip.
Yeah, like where you're from.
But
it's
like,
called
yeah,
a whip. But
okay.
here in America and certain other countries, they're both called meringues. One's a cooked meringue, one's uncooked. But
Again, if I am the universe, then fucking just eating like drinking raw egg whites, eating a pile of sugar, and then swallowing a fucking hot plate is me eating a meringue.
yeah.
Fucking Christ.
Yep, that's what taking this shit to consistency. This
Fucking
drivel,
crane flies.
This drivel he's peddling. That's what it entails if you're consistently applying it. He never would.
Again, I'm so fucking done with the summary of parts fallacy. It just doesn't make any fucking sense.
That's
to reality.
This whole video is fallacy sound already. Holy shit.
But,
Importantly, interbeing is supported.
Interpersonal biology. Yep.
It's like-
Philosophossum can fucking nuke the shit out of this in his videos challenging the free will denialists.
And another analogy would be like having like just listing the elements of a human being, having them piled on just having a pile of them mixed together or mixed together in a bowl, and just say this is a human being. It's like, huh?
That's literally what he's pulling here. That's exactly what
Like
he's
you
pulling here.
burned out you basically burn up a human being to get all the constituent parts. You even collect the gases and shit, and then you just shove it into something. That's a human being. Like, no, that's a pile of ash.
Yeah.
By interpersonal neurobiology, the study of how the brain, body, and mind are developed in the context of relationships.
Yeah, there's a neuropsychological study I could put on your ass right fucking now, contradicting you. It is called... I'll actually name the fucking study. Let me go to my DMs with my buddy...
You don't even need to. The term itself refutes him.
Yes.
Interpersonal neurology.
Neurobiology, but yeah.
In order for it to work, there has to be more than one person having interpersonal fucking functional relation to one another.
Exactly.
You can't have interpersonal neurobiology without having a personhood, and you're basically rejecting personhood as a fucking pile of ash on the floor because you fucking
Yep.
Christ.
This is the study talking about how aggressive coercion changes people's mind, affects people's ability to consent, which pretty much vindicates all the Rothbardians in that paper, quite fiercely at that. But this dude's not.
Again, just let him speak his dribble.
Yeah, let's go ahead.
Both with others and the environment. Specifically, interpersonal neurobiology investigates phenomena such as mirror neurons that fire both when an animal acts and when...
Yeah, mirror neurons are the source of empathy, dude. They're the
Yeah.
the mirror neurons are the neurons that connect with the mind to receive the mental signal from the mind to express empathy. Empathy requires personhood, which you are rejecting, you fucking sub-animal.
Yeah, like I see someone eating a banana. My mirror neurons tell me, you know what eating a banana feels like. Now you know what that person feels like approximately.
Christ.
Now you can approximate what that person is feeling at this moment when eating the banana. Like it's.
He's undermining his own bullshit in real time, and he had, let's see, he's got two and a quarter million fucktards subscribed to him, and this had 185 over
Oh
185,000
fuck you, whoever
reviews.
like that first fucking comment just made me want to head desk. Like
Even after decades of mercy, oh fuck off. Yeah,
individualism and egotist has nothing to do.
The egotistical behavior is this fuck ass projecting onto individualists. Holy fuck.
Like empathy requires individualism, otherwise it's just fucking hive minding.
Yes,
Cooperation only cooperation is only has value if it's conscious and
Yep, I know where his
conscious and willing, consensual.
Yeah. A section on acid Yep, I told you it was a commie.
Just let him fucking drivel on.
Oh my god. These fuckers, they're not people. They're cognitively not people. It's an objective statement at this point.
Observes the same action performed by another. The existence of mirror neurons explain the rapid development of kids, as these neurons fire when a child observes the intentional action of someone else.
Intentional action, praxeology. You're just undermining yourself in real fucking time, you communist cunt. Oh my god!
And once again, I'm waiting for, therefore, individuals like
Yeah, what the fuck?
And also when they perform the action. They also fire when you observe what someone else is feeling.
Which requires personhood and individuality to do.
The child thing is like steady, like is there to set up the neural pathways to make the mirror neurons work properly in an adulthood.
He's literally trying to cite shit that undermines everything he's claiming here. And the shit's even in the citations in the description, as I saw already. Holy fuck, dude. What the...
It's something that we tend to call empathy. This additionally explains the existence of emotional contagion when our
just let him speak. He's not making. Let him speak. He's not making
influenced by the moods of others. Overall, interpersonal neurobiology highlights the influence of others on our brains and the shared mind that we all engage in.
We don't have a shared mind.
Those are two different things, you fucking retard.
No, he's not a retard. He's a malicious fuck. He's a malicious
those are two completely separate things, you absolute fucking jizzbag. Like, Christ. No,
No, he's not a jizzbag, because at least jizzbags can spawn mushrooms. I don't know if I'd want to eat one or not, but still.
Actually, could you just go back a few seconds so I can hear exactly what the fuck he said, before shared mind, because the shit, social contagions, yeah.
This additionally explains the existence of emotional contagion when our moods are influenced by the moods of others. Overall, interpersonal neurobiology highlights the influence of others on our brains and the shared mind that we all engage in.
There we go. Influence of others is not the same as a shared fucking mind, you
lying piece of shit. There is no such thing as a shared mind. You cannot prove that. I cannot prove that. Robert cannot prove that. In fact, we prove the opposite. There is no shared mind.
Should I just bring up the fucking Huxley quote again?
I'm still recording. The mind is an individualistic thing. We each have our own mind. Our own minds connect with our brains, etc., etc. The physicalists of different flavors try to assume it manifests from our brains. They can't prove that. That's why quantum consciousness theorists, the non-quantum woo types, are theorizing different ways that this comes about. It's super schizo as it sounds. It is a real field. It's an actual field of study, and it does have real implications.
Again, I fucking repeat, it's
so cancerous. He is just lying and fabricating and bullshitting the audience, and these fucking nearly 200,000 cognitive sub-retards just slopped it up and just go along with it. Holy fuck, dude. We're just picking this apart with basic reasoning.
Influence, like, again, once again, influence does not mean part of this, like, fucking Christ.
You know what?
A magnet can influence a piece of metal. Does that mean that they suddenly have a shared fucking network or something? No. Bad fucking example with the fucking magnetosphere, but like still.
That's not how the shit works, but still. I might make this into a part too, because we just picked this motherfucker apart dozens of ways with nonsense.
Just keep going. Like, just keep going. What the fuck else he just said?
Yeah.
Daniel Siegel, the main thinker behind interpersonal neurobiology, sees the fruitfulness of uniting neuroscience with the Buddhist principles of interbeing.
That's not what it is. And it doesn't work if it's individual minds and brains on their own. So that claim you said already falls apart.
Like,
fuck off.
I don't even need to do philosophy to do this. This is just intuitional fucking bullshit. Like, just on its face, it does, like, just like, I go a lot on intuition because I'm very, like, I am. This might sound fucking arrogant, but I am very logical in my approach. And like, again, just on intuition, this is fucked.
Yeah. Well, that applies to both of us, really. But still,
yeah,
you're more you're easily more point blank, and I'm more explorative in how we both do it. But still,
again, just.
Yeah. Believe and cannot find any science to disprove that an important aspect of the mind can be defined as an embodied and relational emergent self-organizing process that regulates the flow of energy and information both within us and between and among us.
What? That would be a hive mind. We literally can't have a flow of information between us. We literally can't do that. It's impossible unless we physically make that fucking connection, and even then we don't know what the fuck would happen. Like, would that merge a mind, or would that just fucking shut down the brain? Like we have no idea what the fuck that
would even do.
That
it doesn't
and like,
exist.
I can't. Also, his quote just fucking proves that he is anti-science.
Yes, unironically.
Because science does not work on disproving things. It works on proving.
It works.
You can't prove a fucking negative.
Right.
You can't disprove a negative.
Russell's teapot, right there. Russell's teapot, right there. Is all I gotta say, because it's the same thing as what you.
There is a teapot around the sun. You can't fucking disprove it. Therefore, it is.
Holy shit, dude! This is cancer.
This is the scientific fucking equivalent of just doing, just blowing raspberries. It's fucking.
Yeah.
It's like it's embodied and relational emergent self-organizing process. No. Sapiens probably emerged before empathy.
Yeah.
And empathy is a later
development. Like, no shit. And on top
later
of
development in order to, like, yeah, because empathy can't really exist without sapiens, but sapiens can exist without empathy.
Right. So this whole
meaning it has meaning just as a requirement. Sapiens had to come first, meaning all of this thing is bullshit.
Yeah, we already did nearly an hour and 10 minutes now. I'm thinking that we can do an episode 2 of this.
Just continue. Just fucking let's at least get halfway. Just continue, for fuck's sake.
Right.
I'm getting just.
We're both getting irritated with this bullshit. God.
Get on with it.
The mind isn't installed in your brain. Rather, it's in...
No,
What?
it's not installed in your brain. No one ever said that.
Let him speak to finish his sentence.
Okay, a second.
among us. The mind isn't installed in your brain. Rather, it's in those moments of exchange between minds when the barriers of individualism break down.
That claim, that claim
doesn't make any
That's contradictory. The mind,
that means that that means that if you're in a room or you're alone, you are not a mind. You consciousness ceases to be. What the fuck are you on about?
Holy Christ!
So fucking humans in fucking on a fucking desert island don't exist or something, or they just cease to be. They cease to be until another human being comes here or comes in to meet them.
And then he openly contradicts that by saying when two other minds connect, that's not. So just speaking in real time, he contradicted himself. He verbatim said,
"Moments of exchange."
It doesn't exist. It occurs when. Let's go ahead.
The mind isn't installed in your brain. Rather, it's in those moments of exchange between minds.
The mind can only exist between minds.
That's literally what he said. That is so contradictory. Either the mind exists or it doesn't. Fuck off, you fucking commie sued. Holy shit.
Yes. A is 0 but 2A is 2.
Yeah, well, holy fuck.
You need 2A means A is 0, but 2A equals 2 plus 1 or something. What?
I don't know what kind of drugs he's on, but keep them the fuck away from me.
Let me contradict myself in the same fucking sentence.
Whatever he's smoking, keep that shit the fuck away from me, dude. We're not even 5 minutes in and we've nuked this motherfucker dozens of ways, and each claim he made over the last hour and fucking almost an hour and 13 minutes.
Again,
fuck.
Play.
When the barriers of individualism break down.
So the mind only exists when, again, ignoring the whole mind can only exist when more than one.
Yeah, what the fuck?
But it only exists when individualism breaks down. But how can there be an individual? How can the mind exist? How can an individual exist without the mind? My mind brain has a hurt pain.
That is what we call a mind hurt, buddy. The late and great Paul Babcock talked about it. This is called an existential crisis. He's a crisis inducer. Holy shit!
Fucking just get
press play. This
play.
Soul AIDS. This fucker is soul AIDS embodied.
Press play.
I hate this scumbag.
When the barriers of individualism break down, where we become truly conscious.
That does what? No, what? We become conscious of other people's feelings, emotions, and actions. Yes, but that doesn't mean we're somehow we're not conscious of ourselves alone. What? What? So somehow we can only exist as an individual when we interact with someone else. The mind doesn't exist until it.
Ah! I can't even do this shit. This is painful.
Keep going. Keep going.
Yeah, let's. No brakes on the rape train, folks.
Siegel goes on to argue that once we realize that the true definition of the self is a collective we, a certain hope for the planet begins to emerge.
This is just straw
That is self-contradictory.
It's so self-contradictory as fuck, and this is why we're
fucking cogito ergo sum.
This is why we need the asteroid to hit us, because fucks like this prove it for me. Holy fuck.
Yeah,
We begin to realize this is our collective home. There is a real hope to turn things around. Of course.
Yeah, Daniel.
What?
No.
No. That's not how the fucking mind works. That's not how the fucking mind works. The mind or like the subconscious works. Oh, I live here. I might die. Maybe we should cooperate so we don't die. The cooperation comes from the subconscious self-preservation instinct.
Yes. Holy fuck. This.
Fuck.
I agree, Tom. This is yes, and this is one of the main fucking reasons. This self-contradictory, bloviated mouth aids is why You're right, Tom. They're always like this, always, all the fucking time. And I just wish they were. I wish for an asteroid to hit us. I know it won't happen. Because God's not going to be that merciful with us right now.
Of course, unlike monks and neuroscientists, most of us don't walk around aware of the interdependence of everything.
Most don't.
No, because they're not because there is no interdependence when it all comes. Like there is a physical interdependence that society has built up. Specifically, how society is worked by specializations. That like things are more efficient if you specialize, if there are more things that just specialize rather than everybody being good at everything. But that's again, we would still like if we were in the wild pre fucking civilization, we would still be able to survive without a group. It would just be a lot harder. We literally wouldn't die from being disconnected from other human beings. We would go slowly insane because at least if you're used to people, like you would go slowly insane because we have an instinct to talk to other people, but we don't have we have a mental.
We have a cognitive and emotional need, but we don't have a literal physical need. The closest thing we have as a physical need is to fuck and to breed and to spawn children.
And even then, no. Like most, like in history, most males did not get to breed. So
yeah, exactly. And on top of that,
they didn't just spontaneously combust because they weren't allowed to fucking come in a woman by by 30 years old. Like that's not how this fucking works. the only
the way he fucking said it.
Babies have a physiological need to be touched by other humans.
Right.
But that's babies. Like they don't even have a mind yet. Like no, they aren't even conscious yet.
Well, they have the bare beginnings of consciousness. But it's not developed. I wasn't conscious until I was 4. Like my first actual conscious me and my first actual memories started at 4. Like I remember dreaming something. I remember dreaming something, waking up, and for some reason I knew who my mother was. Like but that varies between individual cases. My earliest conscious memories when I was 2, because I remembered my grandfather, my maternal grandfather. I call him Papa Rob. Everybody called him Papa. I remember visages of him, and I also remember when he got so sick he couldn't talk. I remember this very clearly, and I remember shitting on
we fucking did. We fucking addressed his stupid fucking interdependence.
Yeah, let's move on. Yeah,
interconnectedness does not mean interdependent.
Yeah, this is just fallacy after
I can connect magnets to one another, but like that's an they are connected. They're not dependent. So if I remove a magnet, the others suddenly don't fucking
still gonna work.
Yeah, they're not going to suddenly pop out of existence, though, are they?
No. But But that's not how the magnetic and static lines of force work anyway. But this dude wouldn't know what the fuck that was. Most people don't.
Yeah, the point is the magnet would still like shove three magnets together.
It would
still work.
It would still work. It would still absorb and expel lines of force for the magnet because the molecules and the atoms are in an excited state to absorb and expel them at a constant. That's how ferromagnetism works.
Okay.
Anyways,
that's a bit.
But he wouldn't know anything about that. But anyway.
But Bruno Latour does point towards the lockdowns as making us more conscious of our...
No. Oh my god.
They're making us more conscious that I want to fucking go outside and meet my friends again.
Yep, that's it.
Existence as an interconnected community sharing the same planet. As he argues, before the pandemic, we were fairly unaware of the whole host of jobs that allowed for our survival.
No, we weren't. No, we weren't, you lying fucking
The
faggot.
government is fucking... Like, the government is...
the government maliciously and misanthropically denies these things because of its very nature. Its very paradoxical nature.
Like, commies don't know about this. Like, just looking at...
Commies are the lowest IQ demographic, unironically, and Prax Man fucking proved that.
I mean, just look at logistics chains, or just the chain from like just the amount of things and the amount of companies that you don't actually think about existing, like that requires, for example, to just get a bowl, like you need to, like there are like a lot of companies in between and stuff that require, like there's one company making the dye for the paint, there's another company that makes the paint, there's a company that makes the like some constituent parts for the clay. The fucking clay, it needs to be worked at. Again, there are so many fucking steps and so many different micro steps. Again, it's just fucking economy. It's just societal specialization. Fucking Christ.
Division of labor, but no,
division of labor. Yeah,
it's literally division of labor. Division of labor is accepting that you need as many people to do different things that they are best at, and bridge those efforts together to make a
also by this logic, step people and nomads are fucking somehow individuals and not collectivists.
Right. Holy fuck, dude. Like,
because they don't have division of labor. They just everyone does everything.
Yeah. And look how well that turns out for them.
Well, they do live longer, but
in certain ways they do, because I won't go into that.
Yeah.
I got a lot of rant, but anyway.
Catering jobs, delivery.
Yeah.
He just completely fucking he's also fucking spoiled by modern modern society, and somehow ignoring the fact that clan structures and nomads exist.
Yeah.
And existed. And they are somehow not, like, what, according to him, they are somehow not conscious. There are a lot of implications that break down even more if you just bring up fucking nomadic like peoples and cultures, and
or like half of the fucking Mongolian shepherds and herdsmen that are fucking nomadic as shit. Let's not invoke that ever. Honk honk.
Again, they don't exist. It's also just press play.
Yeah.
Nurses, caretakers, a whole drove of people as poorly paid as they were poorly viewed.
This is an unsubstantiated bunch of claims. This is an unsubstantiated claim stack. You stack a bunch of claims that have no real meaning or substance or ability to prove them, and you just stack them into a sentence. This is the power of rhetoric.
It's so dumb.
This is the power of rhetoric. So Bruno Latour is a fucking sophist, liar.
What he fucking describes is... What he describes is the things that you don't like, that you think about the most when you don't have them, and it's like it's kind of a normal thing to just it's called taking things for granted.
Yeah. Oh,
like
Really?
taking.
Really, Thomas? Steppe people keep steamrolling empires, Mongolian throat sings.
Well, in that context, most of them were. I mean, they are more like the downside to the biggest upside, at least when it comes to war, is that when nobody specializes, everyone is a warrior
Yeah,
and a hunter.
right.
Versus when only some are warriors and hunters and stuff
Yep.
like that.
Yep. Yep, that's only positive in that regard.
Now, thanks to the evident breaking down of supply chains, labor strikes, service
Supply chain
closures,
is the
and
word.
the piling of bodies,
Which is created by the COVID which was created by the fucking lockdowns that you
Which is
tried to
also
defend,
which
and
is also a
by- and al-
consequence. Which is also a consequence of division of labor, meaning we can just ignore that again as just being some fucking, I don't know, IQ liberated retard. Like,
No, that's cussing retards. I'm calling him a sub retard. That's to be because he's worse than a retard.
because once again, like, this does not, like, we can just have, like, we can just like, every time he just makes a claim that only makes sense in like in a society that has division of labor, we can just say that division of labor, move on.
Exactly.
Like, just, yeah. Because again, division of labor, move on.
we are intimately aware of the importance of these essential services.
Division of labor, move on.
We always were, and division of labor, move on.
Carrying out the simplest course of action, like feeding yourself, required the support of quite a few agents to ensure continuity.
Division of labor, fuck off Bruno
Move on.
Latour. Fuck off Bruno
Yeah.
Latour, you quack.
Of the most ordinary life.
Division of labor, Mises was right.
Yeah.
Fuck off Bruno Latour.
We became
like,
a captive.
they're basically like they're just saying that, like, division of labor, like, instead of attributing this to division of labor and like how this specific society type organizes, it's just this is how consciousness works.
This is the same fucking. This is quack.
Again, so-
this is straight up quack.
Again, so Mongolians are not fucking people then. Okay, good.
Mongolians.
Good to know.
He said Mongolians. Jesus
Yes. Yes, I am aware what I said.
Can you get some? Squint your eyes and say that again?
No. Oh yeah, division of labor, fuck off, keep going.
audience to a truth we wish to have forgotten. That in spite of our personalized journeys towards self-actualization, we nonetheless rely largely on others for our continued survival.
Division of labor, fuck
Division of
off.
labor, go fuck yourself, commie.
In fact, Latour argues that anyone who wants to claim ownership over some sort of personal identity should be laughed at.
Fuck off Bruno Latour.
Okay, so once again, division of labor means no personhood. Okay.
Fucking. So, folks, if you want to see the definition of quack, Daniel Siegel and Bruno Latour, already, those are two quacks. Even though they pioneered interpersonal neurobiology, they're still quacks in their foundation.
They're drawing idiotic fucking conclusions from it.
Well, they're also quacks on their on a foundational level, and the field vastly surpassed them within their lifetimes, because they were quacks. Anyway,
Yeah.
Here he makes the distinction
they're almost as bad at quacks as Ansel Keys. Anyway,
between two
Autotrophs.
ecological groups, autotrophs and heterotrophs.
it's autotrophs and heterotrophs. Dude, he makes my illiteracy in foreign language pronunciation sound like a literate fucking Nobel Prize winner. Holy shit.
Autotrophs are those amazing organisms that
It's not a
do
fucking trough.
It's not a trough, you fucking... Oh my god, what a fuck ass.
in fact feed themselves by taking up all they need to live on. Fungi and trees don't really rely on other terrestrial beings.
Yes, trees do. There are such a thing as a mycorrhizal fungi The mycorrhizal fungi is a type of single-cell fungi that helps other life forms recycle nutrients, and it gives and they and the roots of other plants exchange with each other. They kind of need each other for optimum performance. Some species of plants need them to actually survive.
Yeah, like mistletoe.
Paul, I'll just say Paul Stamets, fuck off. And then,
but is it like fucking? Oh yes, the guy just reads troph and just yes, a trough.
A trough.
You cannot eat from it.
This fuck ass, I swear.
To continue their subsistence. On the other hand, heterotrophs, that is, all animals, including humans, depend on a sometimes overwhelming phantom body of other terrestrials for their own existence.
Division of labor and
food chain.
Hence food chain, hence anything else, literally. Oh, that's right.
Dude literally says we can't be individuals because food chain.
God.
Fucking Christ.
I know, it's the most cancerous shit. Again, over 185,000 fuck asses slopped this.
Again, division of labor, keep moving.
Division of labor and individuality and cognitive personhood explain this. You collectivist cunt, fuck off.
For example, we rely on the waste of the autotrophs,
autotroph, you fucktard.
Oxygen, as well as the niche building and energy of other heterotrophs.
Heterotroph, you fucktard. You fucking head ass. Oh my god.
Yeah, ignore that he can't fucking pronounce.
It is only the autotrophs, and not, for example, the libertarian Texan, that deserves the right to call.
The average Texan's a fucking Zionist.
Like they fucking rely on our expelled gases either.
God.
It's not like plants rely on, I don't know, carbon dioxide. It's not like they also rely on a gas or something that is produced by someone else or something else. No. They fucking if not us, then like other animals or fucking bacteria from breaking down shit. Like, hello.
Oh yeah, my mycorrhizal fungi example. Holy shit! It's totally like those don't exist.
Okay, This is actually the most head-ass claim he's had so far. Like this is actually fucking. This is not like breaking down my mind. This is pissing me off.
Themselves an individual and atomized entity.
No one ever, unless you're a Sternerist or some type of schizo version of Randian, which is a bit redundant to say, or a fucking agorist that wants autarky, autism. There's no, unless you're one of those three perspectives, there is no such thing as an atomistic individual. Oh my fucking god!
And that is not even the same as individualism. You stupid fuck.
But he's gonna claim it because he's got a grift narrative to deny reality.
Atomism as an ideology is self-contradictory by the comparison with atoms.
Exactly, it doesn't hold anything.
Because no atom will actually be, independent from the other atoms if any other atom exists in the universe. If the universe only existed of two atoms, those two atoms would interact eventually. Given infinite amount of time, they would interact in some way.
Yep.
Latour writes, if there is any race that cannot lay claim to be made up of individuals delineated much like wire figures inside a secure border, that is indeed the modern human.
We can lay claim because it's how we've always operated. A division of labor, cognitive personhood, sapience, the mind is an individualist thing. Fuck off, Bruno Latour, you quack.
Like you are denying your own fucking personhood, and you're fucking smiling about that. You don't find that to be self-contradictory?
No, apparently they don't. But this is why the left are.
You're using like this is something that my math teacher in high school actually told me. Like in order to in order to doubt your own fucking sapiens or consciousness, you actually have to have a consciousness or sapiens to be able to question it. This is the same. You need to be sapient and an individual and a fucking person. You had to have a mind in order to deny having one. Because
Yes.
that action of denying it is it
action
requires
of denying,
the thing you're denying.
Yeah, Noam Chomsky said the exact same thing. To make the choice of denying your personhood and your freedom of will is presupposing it exists in the first place. Same thing. Noam Chomsky's even said this in his neurobiology and cognitive science and mind philosophy contributions. He's blatantly said this, and it's obviously true. Anyway,
Noam Chomsky is smart. He is just incredibly fucking dishonest.
And he's a glowy. He was a literal CIA op, and he used to visit Epstein a lot. Yeah, the first thing he said when someone asked him what did he had to do with Epstein was, none of your let me actually do that. None of your fucking business.
Continue. Holobions?
Well, but the thing is, in a universe, gravity, motion, all those forces fundamentally inherently exist at the background. So, but yeah, I know. You're not disagreeing with us. You're just adding some other points. I get you, Tom. I know.
Endorses the use
Thank you.
of the term holobionts instead of organisms, which means a collection of actors in the form of clouds with blurred contours and durable membranes. Holobionts capture the fact that even at our most selfish, we still miscalculate how to pursue our interests.
What? How the fuck is there a blur? Like, if I buy something from you, how the fuck is that a blurred line? We are like, and
so not only is this denial of cognition, denial of the law of identity, denial of the Plausi exception principles, denialism of the mind, denialism of fucking reasoning, denialism of fucking biology in many areas, denialism of fucking physics. Now we got
and he's also contradicting himself again
multiple ways. Now we appeal to two guys that pioneered an entire research field, but do the same contradictions themselves, which is why their field ran away from them.
Here's what they here's what he's contradicting himself again with. He's saying he's using actors. You know what actor implies, or not even implies, explicitly requires?
Personhood, individuality, individualism.
In order to act, you have to be fucking sapient. Like, in order to, consciously act. What was that? Man acts, bottom text?
Praxeology is TLDR. Man acts, shit happens. Shit happens, man acts, basically.
Yeah, again, he hasn't proved anything about blurred lines. Like, how the fuck is two people a blurred line when it comes to their personhood and individual? Like, it's just, huh?
This is soul rot, motherfucker.
Should we just have, it feels like we should just have the fucking Huxley quote at all times. Like, we just have a fucking button to just bleep it, to just put it on the screen.
Holy shit, dude. Holy shit.
Yeah, it just continued, yeah.
Oh my god.
Continue.
Yeah, continue. Fuck.
The mistakes and accidents that stem from our behavior.
Just because individual actions happen does not mean that there is not going to be a misallocation or an accident or a mistake. Murphy's Law exists, and on top of that, just because Murphy's Law fucking exists, anything can go wrong, will go wrong at some point, or accidents or mistakes are made or have happened to someone, does not mean that there is not an individual that'll come up with a way to
if anything,
against it. What the fuck?
If anything, mistakes proves that individuals exist. Because the individual variability exists.
Individual variability exists, which also contradicts the entire point, the non-point of this claim that individualism is a myth somehow. But I think I pretty much summarized a lot of this with the ahamkara and ego death explanation I gave at the start of this live stream, but whatever.
Intentionally spill into the selfish strivings of others, forming a cluster of engendering concerns.
Have you? Oh, that's what? Right. You're a denialist of the invisible hand of Adam Smith now. At least fucking Chomsky conceded to it, but just
okay. Let's just call this a fucking division of labor. Just division of labor. Keep going.
Even at our most selfish, the individual struggles to truly exist.
That's not how that works.
Division of labor. His argument is division of labor, therefore no individual. Just fucking keep going. It's
fuck off, man.
Well, then why do we act as if this isn't the case?
Because it's not the case. Bruno Latour quacked, and so did David Siegel. They quacked out the fucking ass. And you're full of shit because you're trying to justify your being a collectivist sub-animal. That's all this is. And that is exactly what you are. Factually, that's not an opinion. That is a fact. You deny cognitive personhood. You are not a person. This is the real paradox of freedom of the will. Determinism's appeal to infinite regression for you determinist copes out there. Get fucked. Get fucked up the ass with a spiked wooden dildo, made it splinter.
Keep going.
Instead, we tend to behave as isolated units who don't owe anyone anything.
That's not how anyone operates.
That's not
ever.
That's not individualism either. Da 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 da.
Da 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 da. What was that? What was that name of the song? Frolic.
Yeah.
We have gradually eliminated engendering concerns.
I forget what the fuck it's called.
Benny Hill, I think, wasn't it?
No, not Benny Hill.
No. What was it called?
Something sarcasm or something.
The name's Frolic. The name of the song's Frolic. I'm trying to remember where the fuck it was from. Anyway.
Some genuine reason, we greet ideas of conformity and community with suspicion.
That's because conformity is a fuck.
Curb your enthusiasm.
Yeah, that's a curb your enthusiasm. Thank you. But conformity doesn't usually work unless it's formed organically from incentives. This dude's also, I forgot, he's a denialist of incentives. Anyway.
Why is this?
Can you go back?
Well, most of us want to self-realize eliminated engendering concerns. And, with some genuine reason, we greet ideas of conformity and community with suspicion.
Conformity is not the same thing as community. You're conflating collectivism, communitarianism, because you're a fucking liar. Oh.
And what the fuck does he talk about? Seeing community as I think I had a stroke. What the fuck did he say?
Yeah, I'm rewinding it.
Well, then why do we act as if this isn't the case? Instead, we tend to behave as isolated units who don't owe anyone anything. We have gradually eliminated engendering concerns. And, with some genuine reason, we greet ideas of conformity and community with suspicion. Why is this? Well, most of us want to self-realize, to be authentic.
We really don't, but we don't conflate...
Conformity, yes, because conformity usually means if you step out of line, you will be fucking beaten to death.
You're punished, killed, beaten, something. Conformity is enslavement. Conformity usually presupposes some kind of enslavement of some sort. Community is the opposite. I am a communitarian by fundamental principles. That's why I'm a paleo-libertarian. That's why I borrow from many flavors of the right, but as a libertarian, as a paleo-libertarian, because I know communitarianism has to be we have to incentivize individuals to come together to form communities. We can't use conformity to do that.
And usually the incentive is biological anyway, like fucking primal need anyway.
There are incentives that are biological, and there are incentives that are praxeological, and there are incentives that are just emotional, and there are incentives that are empathetic. There are multiple layers of incentives. Holy fuck. You're welcome, by the way, whoever you are. Communitarianism is a philosophy. There's a great book on the debate between individuals and communitarians from the University of Jerusalem. It's usually $55 to $60. I got myself a used copy for $5, and it's in excellent condition. Yeah. So if you want to check that out,
we can fucking continue with it. Just basic denial of reality.
Yes,
like the basic denial of fucking human history.
Straight up
and evolution. And evolutionary psychology as well. But
yes. And denial of praxeology even further on top of that.
Yeah, just
anyway.
We spend much of our time crafting ourselves as projects to be worked on, hoping to uncover our true selves and maybe even experience self-actualization. We value spontaneous emotion, something that is apparent.
That's something very new, and most people don't actually understand it.
Exactly.
Like, and because it's like actually mostly just whatchamacallit, mostly just philosophical jargon.
Yeah.
Like it's basically the same as infinity. Like the people who came up with them probably didn't even know what the fuck they actually meant. Like it's things that we can't even properly understand. So like work on yourself. Bettering yourself is an actual thing you can do. Like if you are self-aware, if you're self-aware, you can identify your own flaws and work to eliminate them, because it's pretty, depending on the flaw, it's pretty obvious why it's a flaw.
Exactly.
And can you go back like a few seconds, like when he's talking about emotion?
We value spontaneous emotion.
No, we
don't.
No, we don't.
We don't. Fucking the feminine, like the feminized, or the children do, as in the whatchamacallit, the infantilization of one of the one of the sexes. That is an actual, like, those value spontaneous emotions. The reason, like, the person you're, like, the person you're using as an example right now, we find him, he's a lol cow. We find it funny. We don't see him as someone to strive for. Like, we don't see his spontaneity and fucking rage as something positive. We find it funny because we know it's negative.
Yes.
Adults see constrained emotionality as something necessary for you to live your life. Emotional outbursts should only be reserved for the most necessary of times, or when you feel safe amongst close friends. Because some of these things you can't trust with the public. And in men's case, it turned into men don't show emotions because we know nobody gives a shit.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, we've conditioned women to, instead of being aware of the power their emotions have on the human brain, to also avoid being emotional in public. We have instead, through the infantilization of them, told them or allowed them to misuse their social power with their emotionality, social power. We've because feminism has fucking ruined everything. But they deny that women even have this power.
Mm-hmm.
Continue.
Yeah, this is the most unhinged fucking shit from I've heard. A leftist.
Let me just say that. Let me just say the polar fucking opposite of just say the polar opposite of reality.
Of objective reality.
Something that is apparently authentic, and find ourselves skeptical of behaviors and opinions that have been formed in some way.
Opposite of objective reality.
Especially from outside influence. We are deeply skeptical of conformity and use terms such as sheep or NPC to
because you're
that is what we use against someone who acts like they don't have a fucking brain.
Or doesn't have a sense of cognitive personhood, does not have a personality, does not have an ability to think for themselves, does not have the ability to fundamentally reason at all. Someone who doesn't have a soul.
Someone like you who denies their own fucking personhood.
Exactly. That's what we call an NPC, or if they enacted Weberian aggression, we call them gun targets. I blatantly do, and I'll do it on YouTube, because fuck YouTube's Jannies. Anyway.
Grade those who fail to be their own main character. Most of all, we strive to become who we...
Pause. Everyone is their own main character.
No shit!
In their own story.
Because it is their fucking story.
Everyone, that doesn't mean that your story is more important than someone else's story. It just means that you are the main character in your own story. And you are a secondary character in other people's stories. Though these are just facts. They don't mean anything. They don't mean anything about to deny that you are your own main character in your own story is to literally deny your own existence.
Whoever this commenter is that doesn't have a name, I'm gonna answer the question: what percentage of Americans are NPCs? If I'm going to cross-reference the findings of MK Ultra and how they can trauma bomb the fuck out of people into becoming non-people over time, through just trauma bombardment enough to, and then the neuropsychological analytic paper about how coercion affects people's ability to consent. Cross-reference that with the Milgram experiment. A good bare minimum 60% of the general population of every single country across the entire planet is probably an NPC. But I don't want to assume that. I want to assume.
You do know that there are several factors that
this
calls those statistics into question, especially with MK Ultra.
Well, what I'm saying is, if you cross-reference the implications of the different findings that point to that direction, you can potentially say a good 50-60% may be NPCs, but they also might be just cognitively asleep or unaware of the shit that's actually going on, and it's up for grabs at that point.
Yeah.
That's what I was trying to finish saying on that, to answer this individual question.
Well, what was I about to say?
About the... whatever the fuck this idiot was spewing out of his fucking AIDS hole.
Yeah, can you go back a few seconds so I can... the main character. Once again, to deny being your own main character in your own story is to once again deny your own fucking existence, and in order to deny your existence you have to exist in the first place, which just fucking breaks everything down. So you've already fucked everything up there also. Keep going.
whoever you are, commentator, the implications of MK Ultra when you can traumatize enough of a population, trauma bomb them enough to make their cognitive personhood begin to weaken, and over time you can use that to exploit to your advantage, and that's how that relates to the research of coercion affecting people's ability to consent.
I really hope that No Name is not Ghost.
Don't know.
That would be fucking hilarious, though. But yeah.
And on top of that, those implications can influence the findings in the Milgram experiment all the more. That's how they tie. That's how they're connected. It's pretty surface level at that point. Anyway.
Of course, to do this, one must be in isolation, as we're told. The potential imposition of others on one's life journey would be an abject failure in being true to ourselves.
Literally, who says this? Literally, what? No.
Nobody. Okay, denial of the opposite of objective reality.
Some kind of fucking some kind of maybe some kind of stoicism says this, like,
or some bastardization of it.
Like fucking ignore, like just cut everyone out because they'll cause sadness eventually.
I don't even. That's not even stoicism, really. It's a fabrication claiming to be stoicism, but that's not even stoicism. But anyway.
How do you maintain isolation when so much of your survival evidently depends on others?
No, it does. Again. Okay. Division of labor. Move on.
Yep.
Here, money plays a crucial role in.
Money doesn't exist. Money doesn't exist. It's all
division of labor. Move on.
That's not what this is here.
Money is the medium in which division of labor works.
But the problem is money does not exist. What exists is central bank coercion symbols.
Okay. Let's ignore fiat for now. Let's just fucking take it as.
I'm just surface scratching the fundamentals of money. The fundamentals of money do not exist because of central bank fiat plus division of labor. Let's move on. Money doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Division of labor, that undermines us enough. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Affording such isolation. As Byung-Chul Han writes, money by itself has an individualizing and isolating effect.
No, it doesn't. But then again, money doesn't. No, it doesn't. Money bridges people together through profit signals. But then again, money doesn't exist. It's all central bank manipulation. It's called currency. And division of labor is an inherent thing for cooperation to make people come together.
And currency literally only works with other people. What? Huh? How can you be this fucking dumb?
You have to be a communism apologist like this guy is to peddle this shit.
How the fucking money have an individualizing effect?
It doesn't. In fact, money incentivizes cooperating.
When it only works in society.
Money doesn't exist. It's just central bank coercion notes called currency.
Okay.
And again, division of labor. And if money
currency is just it's part of division of labor.
Yeah, real money, if it exists, is part of division of labor. We don't have that anymore. It's just
currency is that too because it's a fucking exchange medium, like fucking.
And it's manipulatable and profit systems.
Let's ignore the fucking thing and just face
division of labor brings people together, and if it generally exists, incentivizes that. So this is a lie.
And once again,
it increases my individual freedom by liberty.
That's not how that works. Division of labor brings individuals together to communalize.
Your individ. Oh yeah, this is the fucking society is
conspiring to
is coercive or society controls is like my individual freedom exists as long as nobody is like threatening to impose their to impose their will on me through coercion. Like it's fucking Christ.
It's literally that. What the fuck? What in the actual?
It's it's the stupid like potential freedom. I have more potential freedom to do what I want if I don't have to fucking work to eat. Like it's the whole fucking anti-work bullshit. So let's just say commie bullshit. Move on.
Yep.
Liberating me from any personal bonds with others.
Commie rhetoric. Move on.
No, it doesn't.
I can have someone
This is commie rhetoric to a T.
else work for me by paying her, and this avoids entering into a personal relationship.
That's
Paying her is a personal relationship. Who the
You
fuck wants to
fucking
work for
commie.
you if you don't?
Commie rhetoric. Move on.
I don't need to form a deep relationship with the barista, the farmer, the banker.
Nobody said a
Instead,
deep relationship.
Nobody said a deep relationship, but you making a financial transaction is a relationship with someone. You are incentivizing yourself to get along with them, and vice versa. If they take it,
it still works, but via rapport. Fuck.
Via rapport, and on top of that, it not only works via rapport, but it works by incentivizing cooperation. What the fuck?
thanks to my noise-canceling headphones, I can make sure all of my basic needs are met without ever personally knowing these fellow terrestrials.
This is not an argument. This is
Okay, that is just you being self-isolating.
Yes, that's literally you self-isolating.
Projection. Move on.
Yeah, projection. Confession by projection while LARPing as a collectivist. Move on.
My self-indulgent yoga practice can continue because I can pay for food delivery.
Projection. Let's move on.
My journey to be who I want to be is now left uninterrupted by human interaction, and
confession by projection and LARPing as a
And
collectivist.
several other bullshit, like, somehow, again, the self-actualization bullshit. Fucking philosophy brain rot. Bleh.
This is anti-philosophy. Thanks, Hegel. Thanks, utopian socialist, for making this cunt be able to spawn in the first place.
this is largely thanks to the exchange of money.
Division of labor makes people get along. Fuck off. Let's move on.
Of course, in this beautifully symbiotic relationship, capital and authenticity form a feedback loop.
And you're just
What?
making shit up. Now you're just making shit up because
Commie shit, move.
commie shit, straight up commie shit.
It's very marketable to be
There is no marketing is being able to sell something whether it's true or a
Marketing is widening reach. It doesn't fucking... marketing can't make fucking people do something they wouldn't have done.
lie. Yes, bingo. It just widens your reach, widens the amount of people who want to do it. That's it.
unique.
You can, if they stay, it's their fault if they believe a lie, false marketing. It's their fault if they don't, if they don't.
Although
question
you
shit.
can, I'd say lying, like actually lying, is infringing on your rights because you're basically coercion through lying.
Yes, and you're committing fraud as a result. Yes, that is a rights violation in that report. So it's on your ass for doing that to them. But
Anyway,
it's
just
also-
fucking the standard commie bullshit about fucking advertisement. Fucking skip.
Yep.
And fully realized as an individual, and so
Commie.
no.
Move on.
we exploit
Marketing has
ourselves
fucking-
voluntarily in the belief that we are realizing ourselves.
Commie rhetoric. Move on.
Then the
This, of course,
authentic
allows
shit
money
is
to be accumulated.
the authentic shit is literally about relatability.
Yes. Can you
It's about
relate to someone?
relatability, not about fucking self-authentication, fucking self-realization, blah blah
It's
blah blah.
always
No,
been about this. This dude's denying fundamental communication signal theory. This dude's denying this shit like a motherfucker. It's just hilarious.
He's denying a bunch of shit. He's denying fucking personhood. But
He's
again,
denying objective
skip. Commie
externality.
shit. Skip.
Whoops, my bad.
Commie
Didn't
shit.
mean-
Skip.
Yeah, commie shit skip.
And then recirculated. As Hahn explains, in the cult of authenticity, the
Which doesn't exist.
neoliberal
It's just
regime
fucking-
appropriates
it's
the
just
person
corporate-
himself and turns him into a high.
Neoliberalism.
It's just corporate. It's just fucking corporate. Fucking corporates bullshit striving to be relatable.
Yep, that's all it is. There's no cult of authenticity.
Basically,
Neoliberal
pretending to be like relatability has to do with fucking empathy as well. So like they're trying to be empathetic, even though they're soulless.
You're trying to manipulate others' empathetic ability. That's all you're doing. You're literally manipulating people's sense of empathy. Okay, fuck off. There's no, neoliberal's a buzzword. At most, it's social liberal or social democrat if you pin it down. And it ain't the Hayekian kind.
But neoconservatives fun. Okay.
Neoconservative is an actual thing now. Neoliberal isn't. But anyway.
Just continue.
Slop salad.
Highly efficient site of production. The whole person is incorporated into the production process. We make money to self-actualize, and we
commie shit.
Self-actualize to make.
We make
keep going.
Yeah, commie shit.
Money. Yeah. Our drive for authenticity as heroic individuals.
This is not an argument. This is commie shit. There's no cult of authenticity. It's a manipulation ploy through using marketing to manipulate our empathy senses.
It's so me. It's like I like this thing.
I like this.
I might want to signal to other people that I also like. I like this thing. Meaning, if they also like this thing, they might talk to me, and I might get a friend.
Boom. That's what this
is. Just fucking.
Like this dude. Tell me this motherfucker don't have antisocial personality problems without telling me that they have social personality problems. Holy fuck, dude.
Admit like fucking projection level.
Confession by projection. Holy shit.
Very much tied up in our survival. Regrettably, this whole compulsion to be individuals hasn't really made us any happier.
Because we can't be more individuals than we already fucking are. We can't not be an individual.
Period.
It's literally impossible.
Exactly. Anyway, let's cut this off already because we'll do this. We'll do the part 2 of this motherfucker at a later time. It's my.
It's 10:55.
Yeah, and it's already 2 hours. We just carpet MacArthur'd this son of a bitch. At that.
More like he fucking brain raped us.
Yes, he raped it. He brain raped us.
And we fucking did it voluntarily, which I don't know if that tells us. That tells more about says more about us than does him.
We're sadomasochistic retards.
I need to. Oh god, I need to go.
I wish I could. I wish I had a foot-long fucking joint.
Yeah.
Or some ayahuasca so I can cleanse the shit from my soul.
Yeah. You can end the stream there.
Yeah. We'll see you guys later for part 2 of us subjecting ourselves to sadomasochistic soul rape.
Yeah.
Toodles.